I want to do is turn tool handles longer than 16 inches. I want to end up 14. Don't have room. That's okay. We've got a bed extension. It's just on the other end of the lathe right now. Okay, there's that. These 3 bolts hold the bed extension on either end of the lathe. It would have been nice if Laguna had included 6, so the 3 would not have to be removed and swapped from end to end. There is a lot of play in those bolts to allow for precise alignment. The easy way to line up the extension with the bed is to use the tailstock. Okay. Put the tailstock directly over the joint. Cinch it up tight. After tightening the bolts, the extension is not always in perfect alignment with the lathe bed. I don't know if that's here or here. I'll check with a straight edge. The slight misalignment was easy to hear, but almost impossible to see. I am not going to worry about it. But now, I can work the longer piece. I'm going to drill this so it doesn't split. I don't need this full length. I mean, it's badly cracked down here, but why not? It's not going to be very happy for a while. Well, I'm way off center on that, why not? No, we'll get it closer around and speed it up then. See how extensive that crack is now. Still 650. Yes, I know. I should be working toward the end, not away from it. And that's one reason why. Should have got that closer around on the saw. Also, I should have found exact centers before I put it on the lathe. $800. If I were doing this today, I'd switch over to a skew right now, but 6 months ago, I was still too afraid of it. Almost. $13 something. $1,500. Oh, look what that chatter does. The next thing to do was figure out how long to make the handles. I don't like short handles, but I didn't want it so long as to be unwieldy. So I'll bring this down to 15/16. I'll just clean this up a bit. I'm not very good at making a cylinder, regardless of which tool I'm using. But a tool handle doesn't need to be a cylinder, and probably shouldn't be. I'm turning this section down to 15/16 of an inch for the ferrule. I do not want to overshoot. This is one of the things I'm making a handle for. Much too short. I thought I was tapering it this way, and goddamn if I'm not. Well, got a lot of extra length, and that's a good thing. I thought I was tapering it toward the end, and that's where I was measuring it. But the taper runs back toward the handle, so now it's too small. Good thing it was extra long. I have room to do it again. Good. 100th or 200th big, but that's okay. I can just roll this over without destroying it. At this stage of my wood turning journey several months ago, I was trying out all different tools for all different applications just to see what I could do with each one. Trying to get a sense of how the tool handle will feel in my hand when there's a tool in the end of it. I'm satisfied, so it's sanding time. After finding and putting on my earmuffs, it's time to turn on the fan. I've been using my shop vac for dust collection, but I got a large fan and mounted it permanently in the window, and it takes out the dust all right if I remember to open the door to the basement to let replacement air in. At this point, I did not have a speed control switch. Once I got one of those on, I could run it at the lowest of 3 settings, adequate for the job, and not nearly so hard on the ears. Well, since I tend to make things up as I go along, now I got a problem of I'm going to drill a hole in here. I'm going to cut it off with a saw, both ends, make a jam chuck to hold the other end, reverse this, put the drill in the center and turn it on. See if that works. Really brilliant, using a nice new sharp saw over a cast iron lathe. Very, very close. This went on for quite a while, so I turned off the camera. Okay, I found the center by guessing it's about a 1/2 inch, and pin's a little longer than the pencil. Set it down on the side, make arc marks all around, and my first guess was dead on. Don't have to do any interpolating. Poke a tiny hole with the end of the compass. Take my spring punch, put it in that tiny hole. And now once I get this mounted in a chuck, I can drill my 1/2 inch hole so I can insert. These came with metal handles, but I have to keep swapping them out. So I'm making one for this, and I'm making a larger one for my new 3/4 inch bowl gouge. I think if this goes in about this far, now down to here. Yeah, down to here. How far is it? No, I've got anything to measure with. Here it is. 4 inches. Need to drill a 4 inch hole by a 1/2 inch. Because this It's just a hair over a ½ inch across. It's 3/8 shaft, ½ inch, 4 side in, 4A9 epoxy around the square sides. A few notches in here if the epoxy has something to mechanically hold on to. That will be that. But I will drill this out on here to figure out a way to hold this here. Looks like a fat 1 3/8. The lathe is making a strange, but now familiar, fluttering noise. Did it again. That fluttering noise is when I leave my knockout rod in the spindle. A little more. Little bit at a time. Okay, that's a perfect fit. What I need to do now is figure out how to hold it there. I think I'll put in the chuck and the bit, get these lined up, and hot glue that in there. .332 and just sit in there perfectly. So I will hot glue that there on the hot glue gun. Oh boy. Oh, there it is. Okay, that glue's had time to set up. So this would probably have worked just fine without the glue. I'll try that next time. I was afraid to go straight to the ½ inch bit, so I'd made successively larger holes. I forgot a neat trick I just learned from another YouTube channel, Frank D'Amizio. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Frank just put wax on there. If I can find the goddamn wax. Frank D'Amizio just put on a little bit plain old wax on the drill bit. Solve that squeak. Well, look at that. Thank you, Frank. Should put some glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. Now, do I want to... I think I do want to switch to Forstner bits. The question is, do I want to jump straight to 1/2 inch? Don't see any reason why not. I am not going to get 4 inches out of this. That immediately jumped off center. Not a lot, but I don't want any. See what else I got in the way of 1/2 inch bits. Well, looky here. Not only that, I get my 4 inches and then some. I hope that Forstner bit didn't screw up my pilot hole here. Or have I heard you before? Okay, when I do my other handles here, I will not use a Forstner bit. At least not with that big a pilot hole. Keep that one handy. Keep the wax handy. Keep all my stuff handy. Okay, now get nature and alcohol to get that off. Let that soak in for a minute or two. What I'm going to do next time is drill a pilot hole 3/16. Yep, 3/16. So I'll drill 3/16 pilot dead center and start with this and do it all with this. There. That glue pulled grain right out of this wood. I need to leave the alcohol on for a little bit longer next time. That's going to feel pretty good. I wish it was little fatter here, but I made it too thin, that's all. This will almost fit. It needs just a little bit of forcing, which is not a bad thing. I'm just going to gouge out just a little bit. I need to watch the batteries more closely. Apologize. What I did, the corners were gouging out the wood a little bit, so I rounded them off on the stone, on the wheel, the stone wheel, not the CBN, so that they wouldn't dig in, but would just press the corners out. And I drove it in like that, till it wouldn't go anymore. Don't think it'll go anymore. I could mark it and see. First I'd have to find something to mark it with. Put a little pencil line right above the wood. Pencil line disappeared. I need to keep doing that, because I thought that had already been all the way driven home. Not the pencil line, up to 16. It's gone. Need another. Yes, I could have measured the shaft before I put it into the handle, But that would have required thinking. Go up a little ways. Almost an eighth. It's gone. There's a little point. A reference right there. Oh, it's still there, but just barely. That sound changed. We're bottomed out now. Okay, I'm glad the camera battery died, or I might not have done the additional wax. Now, can we get the ferrule on? Oh yeah. I think that's finished. I'm not going to put any epoxy in there unless it loosens up. Not going to put any finish on it. Alder, not my alder, store-bought alder. Scraps left over from my son-in-law's project that he gave me. The other handles will be made out of alder I cut and milled last year on my Woodland Mill sawmill. This works slick. I'm pleased with myself.